Caitlin Clark just landed another incredible endorsement. This time it's with Stanley Cups.
Caitlin Clark just broke the internet. Again. This time with Stanley. Yep, the cup brand your mom, your aunt, and every college kid is obsessed with just saw. Sales explode thanks to Clark's new deal. She's not even on the court right now, but her impact is so massive that products are flying off shelves. Do you think Caitlin's Stanley deal is actually bigger than some of her basketball milestones? Let's not sugarcoat it. Caitlin Clark signs with Stanley, the same Stanley that basically owns the cup market. And boom, sales are through the roof. This isn't just a casual little endorsement. This is a complete culture crossover. Clark isn't only selling jerseys or sneakers now. She's selling hydration. She's selling lifestyle. And guess what? Fans are eating it up. Here's the setup. Stanley already had momentum. These cups became a status symbol. People lined up at Target just to get the exclusive pastel drop. Resale prices for cups, not sneakers, not handbags, cups were hitting triple digits online. Now, add Caitlin Clark, the most marketable athlete in women's sports, and you get a brand deal that was destined to explode. The photo shoot dropped. Clark holding those Stanley Cups in fever colors. Nike. Sweats on, smiling like she knew the internet was about to melt. And instantly, social media went nuts. Screenshots spread, TikToks popped, and fans were already asking when they could buy her colorway. The cups weren't even officially live yet, and resale groups were buzzing. That's not hype, that's dominance. And let's keep it real. This is bigger than just Clark selling cups. This is her flexing outside basketball. This is her showing that her influence stretches into lifestyle markets. Think about it. Gatorade, sports, Wilson. Sports, Nike sports and fashion. But Stanley, that's mainstream. That's moms, students, office workers. That's people who don't watch a second of the WNBA, but will still buy a Clark branded Stanley because it's trendy. That's crossover power. Now, of course, the haters came running. Why is she getting all these deals? She doesn't deserve it. It's just a cup. Same tired noise. But here's the problem for the haters. The sales receipts don't lie. Stanley is moving more product. Stores are selling out. And the only thing that changed is Caitlin Clark's face being attached. You can scream overhyped all you want, but the cash register says otherwise.
Still at will maintaining to land deals is, legendary. And not to mention she still got to deal with Gatorade as well. So for her to land this Stanley deal is just, I know a lot of people talk about her agent not being there for her agent doing all these things. I gotta give it to her agent, bro. Now, granted, would Caitlin Clark be getting these deals if she didn't have her agent? Probably. But she still got to give some, we still got to give some credit to the agent. This is a nice cup here. I don't think I ever seen one like that. This is legendary right here. And Caitlin looks super happy to have this deal.
Let's put numbers to it. Stanley's sales were already in the billions annually, but new reports say that after Clark's collab teasers dropped, site traffic spiked by double digits. Pre-orders for her line surged. Some stores couldn't even keep generic Stanley stock on shelves because fans assumed Clark's line would be limited too, and they didn't want to miss out. That's the Taylor Swift effect. Everything associated becomes a frenzy. And that's where the sarcasm kicks in. Imagine being one of those critics who swore Clark was just hype only to watch her sell water bottles faster than some NBA players sell sneakers. It's hilarious. These people keep betting against her. And every time she proves she's not just an athlete, she's a movement. Let's talk marketing genius here. Stanley didn't Just slap Clark's initials on a cup. They gave her a collection. 5 different models. The jug, the tumbler, the water bottle, the classic cup, and even a travel-ready version. And the colors: fever, navy, Iowa gold, subtle gray. It's like they mapped her entire career in Pannoni. Fans weren't buying one. They were buying all 5 to collect. That's intentional. That's not an endorsement. That's a full rollout. And Clark's presence in the promo wasn't stiff or forced. She looked natural, laughing, posing, holding a cup like it was just another day. That matters. Some athletes look awkward in lifestyle ads because it's not their lane. Clark, she slides right in. That's why brands keep lining up. She's relatable. Enough for everyday buyers, but iconic. Enough to spark frenzy. Here's the kicker. She did all this while injured. Think about that. She hasn't even been on the floor for half the season. And yet, her endorsement train never slowed down. Most athletes need highlights to stay relevant. Clark just needs a press release and a photo. That's brand strength. And the haters hate it because it proves she's bigger than the box score. Now let's compare. Other WNBA stars have endorsements too, but none of them are moving lifestyle products at this scale. A Wilson has her Nike shoe. Sabrina Ionescu has her own line. Angel Reese has her Reebok deal. Great moves. But are they selling $40 cups to soccer moms in Iowa and accountants in Boston? No. That's Clark's lane, and she owns it. The funniest part, these cups are $40 too. $60 retail, and people still call it a scam. Really? You'll drop $100 on a candle from Bath and Body Works without blinking. But Clark's Stanley Cup is too much. Stop it. These things are selling out because fans see value in the connection. They're not just buying a cup. They're buying a piece of Clark's story. And this isn't just hype for Stanley. This is a blueprint for future endorsements. Other lifestyle brands are watching this closely. If Clark can make water cups trendy, imagine what she'll do with furniture, fashion, or tech collabs. The ceiling isn't basketball anymore. It's wherever she wants to take it. That's why this deal is so important. So, let's summarize part 1 of this madness. Caitlin Clark's Stanley deal isn't just an endorsement. It's proof that she's moved from basketball star to cultural icon. She's selling to fans who've never seen a Fever game. She's making products go viral without even playing. And she's leaving haters scrambling to explain why a cup sold out faster than some jerseys. Let's dive deeper into why this Stanley deal matters so much. For years, sneakers have been the holy grail of athlete endorsements. Everyone wants the signature shoe, the flashy colorways, the limited drops. That's how you measure cultural impact. At least that's how it used to be. Caitlin Clark just flipped that on its head. She didn't need sneakers to prove her pull. She made cups the new must-have. Think about that. The resale market that usually obsesses over Jordans or Yeezys is suddenly buzzing about Clark Stanley cups. Forums where people usually trade shoe sizes are now talking about which Clark colorway they managed to secure. This is sneaker culture energy, redirected toward drinkware. And if you think that sounds ridiculous, you're right. But ridiculous in a way that prints money. The fact that Clark can drive that kind of frenzy means she's not just another athlete endorsing a product. She's redefining what an athlete endorsement even is. It's not about sticking with sports gear anymore. It's about stepping into lifestyle spaces where her fan base already lives. Fans don't need a pair of basketball shoes to feel connected. but everyone needs a water bottle. Clark and Stanley figured that out, and the numbers prove it was genius. Now let's talk about the haters again, because they always show up. Their argument goes something like this: she's selling cups, not winning championships. As if endorsements and performance are mutually exclusive. Clark is injured, yes, but her deals keep flowing. That's not a weakness. That's a strength. It means she's transcended the box score. If anything, the fact that she can stay this relevant while sidelined shows just how powerful her brand really is. And let's be honest, if another WNBA player had landed this deal, the haters would be calling it groundbreaking. But because it's Clark, suddenly it's just a cup. That double standard says more about the critics than it does about her. They don't like that she dominates every conversation, every headline, every product launch. Too bad. The market has spoken. From a business standpoint, this deal also shows why brands can't ignore women's sports anymore. Stanley didn't partner with Clark because of charity. They partnered because they saw dollar signs. They saw her sell out arenas, spike TV ratings, and flood online traffic with every appearance. They knew attaching her name would move product. And now that it has other lifestyle, brands will follow. This is the start of a bigger wave. Picture this: Caitlin Clark Cookware, Caitlin Clark Home Decor, Caitlin Clark Tech Accessories. If Stanley can break sales records with cups, you think Target wouldn't want a Clark branded furniture line. You think Apple wouldn't want her in a commercial selling iPads to Gen Z and millennial fans. This deal sets the precedent. Clark isn't limited to sportswear anymore. She's an all-category influencer, and that means her endorsement empire just expanded massively. Let's add this to her portfolio. Nike, check. Wilson, check. Gatorade, check. Panini, check. Stanley, now check. That's 5 different industries she's dominating: footwear, sports equipment, beverages, collectibles, and lifestyle. Most athletes are lucky to have 2 of those. Clark has 5, and she's only in her 2nd year as a pro. Let that sink in. The WNBA benefits from this too, whether they admit it or not. When Clark sells out Stanley Cups, it's not just a personal win. It's a spotlight on the league. Every time her name trends, the words Indiana Fever and WNBA trend with it. The league's brand grows because hers does. That's why networks and sponsors keep upping their investments. They know Clark makes women's basketball a mainstream conversation. Of course, not everyone in the league loves that. Some players see the attention she gets and feel overlooked. That's understandable. But deals like this prove why Clark is in her own lane. It's not favoritism. It's economics. Brands invest in whoever moves the market. Right now, that's Caitlin Clark. And unless someone else starts selling cups by the truckload, that won't change. Now, let's look at fan behavior. Stanley's biggest base has always been suburban moms and college students. Those groups overlap heavily with Clark's audience. Moms who followed her Iowa run, students who buy her jerseys, families who attend Fever games. All of them are the exact demographic already obsessed with Stanley. This partnership is a perfect overlap. It wasn't random. It was targeted, and it worked. The numbers show it. Stanley's site saw traffic spikes when Clark's line launched. Retail partners reported shortages within hours. Online, pre-orders maxed out faster than expected, and retail markets were instantly flooded with listings marked up to 3x retail. That doesn't happen with just any collab. That happens when demand crushes supply, and demand is being driven by one name, Caitlin Clark. So, what does this mean long term?
It
Means Clark is building a brand that doesn't rely on basketball's season